I'm spending my whole weekend in my pajamas. The whole thing for me is I'm trying to save you time, money, and energy. I have got a PhD in life. So, like, what do I care what some random person on the internet thinks of me? A new year, new me. You gotta have some fun. God, Tim, everything you touch just, like, is amazing. And I want to tell that person, no, it's not. I'm only trying to make one person happy, and that's Tim Castleman. Well, you missed the can opening because I'm a dumbass and did that right before I record. Tim, that's not a nice way to talk to yourself. Listen, Tim, grace and mercy, okay? Did you mean to not record, or did you mean to open it up beforehand? No. Did you want to record it? Yes. Is it a big deal you didn't record it? No. Are we making a bigger deal about it, talking about it in the opening of the podcast? Probably. But this is probably better than whatever lame-ass opener I was going to go with. So let's just go with it. Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to report episode 57, How I Pitched Russell Brunson. Boom, off with a bullet, almost to viral status, meaning that there's been 72 views on it in 11 hours. And that's only because I sent it out to my list. And it turns out that some of you people like stuff that I talk about as long as it involves Russell Brunson and doing a pitch there, which certainly doesn't affect my self-esteem at all, by golly. No. 56 episodes of obscurity, but finally, number one with a bullet to the business category, probably not even of my local area. There's probably somebody right now that talks about anime in my local area that is like quadrupling the amount of views that I get. And I know comparison is the theft of joy, but my life is a joyless one already, so why not compare, right? It is what it is. In all seriousness, thank you so much to everyone that's listened. Appreciate that. Appreciate those of you who subscribed. I feel like I should start dropping some stuff in terms of, like, I want to grow this podcast. And the only way that I'm going to continue with it is if the viewership goes up and we get more people involved. And, there seems like there's some people that give a shit about it. I'm not expecting to go anywhere close to, Joe Rogan heights. I'd like to see some growth in this damn thing. But I know that people are busy and they have to be inspired into action sometimes. I totally get it. We're all busy. So here's the deal. As of right now, I have 54 subscribers. When we get the amount to 100, we'll just do 100 even, I will do a bonus episode of your choosing. I will put a poll out. You can choose the topic I will talk on. It can be business, how I flamed out. I could do an episode on all the fuck-ups that I've done in online marketing. What else could I do? Biggest lessons learned, biggest regrets. I don't know. We figure it out. We put it out there, and we would do it. So once I get to 100 subscribers, I'll do a bonus Tim Talks episode. In the meantime, I appreciate you all listening. I appreciate you guys subscribing. One thing I'm struggling with, but I think I'm going to continue doing it because I am seeing the growth from doing it, at least on the podcast, is I think I'm going to continue to email these out on a pretty regular basis to my list so that they can enjoy them. And the other thing I want to do is I'll be in the comment section when these drop. So if people have questions, I can answer them in real time. Or like today, when Tech Money Talks, at Tech Money Talks, asked or wrote, love the FHL notes over the years. What's the story behind doing the notes? So he asked and I replied, hey, I'm about ready to record a podcast and I would love to talk about that story. It's 12 o'clock somewhere, right? That's Coke Zero, by the way. Not my first one of the day, I don't think. I can't remember if that's number 2 or 3. It's been a lot. I go through a lot of Coke Zero. I know, it's going to cause cancer, but you got to die something, damn it. Okay, so question of the day is, how the hell did I get into doing... Let's redo that, right, for more friendly audiences, right? How in the heck, gee williker, golly gee, did I get... how did I get to doing the funnel hacking notes. Well, before I can tell you how I got into the funnel hacking live notes, I need to tell you about how the whole idea got started because it all plays into each other. Back in the 2000s, I think 2011, I don't remember. I'm terrible. I should have looked up the date, but all my friends were going into partnerships, so I thought I needed to go into a partnership. So I went into a partnership with someone pretty much blind. It was a terrible decision for both of us. Personalities didn't match. We both did the best we could with the tools we had. Ultimately, it didn't work out. That sent me spiraling into therapy. So in a way, I kind of owe the demise of that to the discovery of myself. Yay, life is a circle. Anyway, during this partnership, we decided we were going to go attend the Digital Marketers annual live event, the Traffic and Conversion Summit in Austin, Texas. We decide, because we both live in Texas, to save some money, we'll just drive down there. I think I was going to drive down to him, and then, we take his vehicle. I don't remember. What I do know is we were going to drive down together. None of that's important. What is important is on the drive down, I said to him, hey, man, you know what we should do is we should take some notes on what we discover here and type them up. We should do that. And he's like, yeah, that's a good idea. We should do that. I'm like, okay, cool. So we come down, we sit down, and to tell you how sophisticated this is, at the very, no matter what hotels you stay at, they have the little notepad by the phone, a little bigger than a 3x5 card. That's what we took notes on with the hotel pens and the hotel pads. Swear to God, Lord, strike me down if I'm lying here, right? And they hear this loud, thunderous pop, and the thing goes silent. They're like, don't play games, son. Don't play games. But hand to God, that's what it really was. So we get back, and we type it up. And actually, no, let me go back. So while we're at the event, we're promoting this product. And we're like, hey, everybody, listen, as a bonus to this $7 product, you heard me correct, $7, no, your ears did not deceive you, $7. As a bonus to this $7 product, my business partner and I, we're hanging out in Austin, Texas at the Traffic and Conversion event. We're going to do notes for it. So we'll give that as a bonus to it. And then over the course of the event, we sold 1,000 copies of that product. And my mental math genius brain goes, man, that product is so damn good that we sold 1,000 copies of it. I don't know if I've ever done that. That's amazing. Well, I told him I'd only offer the notes as a 7-day bonus, and I don't want to go back on my word because I'm a marketer, by golly, and you hold me to the letter of the law. So I sent out an email for the product. One last one. Hey, guys, I know the bonus is over, but you can still get the product that you clearly love so much. It's only $7. Sales trickled in. And at the end of the day, I thought to myself, well, I wonder if they like the notes, but I can't open the bonus back up because I got to be a man of my word. So what if I just set up a quick little PayPal button and offered the notes for $7? So that's exactly what I did. And I sent them out and I said, hey, some of you guys, I don't even know. Maybe you like these notes. I really can't tell. Some people said they wanted to buy them. Here's the buy button. They're $7, blah. Another 1,000 sales come in. Now, you have questions. I'll have answers at the end of this. We go on. We do our business. It's done. We're off the radar. We're good, baby. Year 2, we show up. Plan to do the same. In fact, we're so smart, we're going to do the notes as a standalone launch. Now, this is where you're probably asking yourself, well, Tim, that's so crazy. That's so awesome. The Traffic and Conversion Summits would let you do this. And I would reply to you, they didn't. There was no agreement. I just did it because I was an idiot and didn't know better. Again, hand to God. Didn't even think about, hey, maybe this is not cool. We'll get to that later. Year 2, we show up. Remember, Dennis Murphy is like the director of marketing there, badass guy. We show up. He checks us in. Hey, Tim, good to see you. And I'm thinking, oh, crap, here we go. Like the cooler at Blackjack, they're going to back me off and say, listen, we know what you did last year. If you attempt that again, Perry Belcher himself will murder your entire family. And I was like, oh, crap, they're going to say something. They said nothing. We went to every event. We showed ourselves around. People liked us. People stopped us, said, hey, aren't you? Oh, but I should say us. By us, I mean me, because the partnership had dissolved, right? I was spiraling at this point. Didn't realize it, but this was the beginning of the spiral down. Regardless, year 2, no problems, right? Do a full-blown launch, get some friends on it, does really well, sell a lot of copies, probably 2,000 copies, I think at the time, maybe. We'll keep with that number. $7 again, super cheap. What, WTF, But I'm on the Warrior Forum selling the stuff, so I'm trying to keep it cheap and affordable, and I've never sold an expensive product, so $7. Let's do it. Bam. Year 3. Everything's going great. Go to the event again. People know me even more this time. I see all the people. No one's, says anything to me. I'm like, okay, all right, maybe, I'm flying underneath the radar. Maybe I'm at 49 feet in altitude instead of, so they can't even track me. I'm just making my little bits up, It's like an alligator. I pop up, take a little bit, pull it down. There we go. Maybe they don't realize it. This time we go fancy. We get a fancy effing sales letter. I mean, we spend buku dollars on this copywriter. I mean, we're going big time. We're trying to break records here. We're trying to sell as many, thousands upon thousands upon thousands if we can. We're trying to better our best, and this year's the year we're going to kill it. So the launch starts, and bam, sales will just roll. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. It's hard to describe what it's like when you put something out and it just freaking hits. Like you just tap the vein and it's like ching, 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 and you're like, holy shit. So bam, this is going good. This is going good. Like 15 minutes of the launch, I'm just checking sales receipts, making sure everything's good. I open one up. Perry at digitalmarketer.com. I said this, by the way, this was before I had even started smoking weed. So clear-eyed, focused. Stumped, Perry. Finger snapping, Perry. So I'm sitting there and I'm like snapping. I'm like, why does that sound so damn familiar? Scroll up a little bit, checking some more sales receipts, waiting for my brain to engage and tell me who this Perry fella is. Boom. Ryan at Digital Marketer. That one doesn't take nearly as long to click. I'm like, uh-oh. All right. Another guy at Digital Marketer. And I'm like, uh-oh. Another guy at Digital Marketer. I think there were like 4 of them. My assistant, not realizing I'm already seeing this, is texting me like 911. We have a situation. I'm like, yeah, I'm in the inbox. I'm shitting my pants currently in real time too. And then I think about 15 minutes later, I get a reply to a PayPal receipt from the Ryan at Digital Marketer email address saying, Tim, we need to talk. Something along those lines. Here's my number. Give me a call. I read that. I call my assistant and I issue a burn notice. I'm like, burn everything, light your house on fire, do not take anything digital. We are going out to the cabin in the woods. This is not a drill. This is what we have trained for. We haven't trained for. This is what we were meant to do. Well, this is D-Day for us, all the psychic revelations, everything like that. This is the day. Burn it to the ground. Take anything electrical out of your vehicle, wear tinfoil around your body all times until we can get to our safe location and reanimate our populous community or some crap like that, right? I was just like, I don't know what to do here. So I call a couple of my marketing buddies who all basically tell me, I don't know how you've got away with it for this long. And I'm like, what? What? What do you mean it's a problem? What do you mean what I was doing could potentially be illegal? What? No, come on. I was like, you know what? To be safe, I'm gonna hire a lawyer to take a look at this, and I did. I cannot discuss how those investigations went as far as me hiring a lawyer to go like, this is the event, this is my notes. Is this pretty similar or is this not? Legally, I cannot discuss the result of that investigation that I paid for, but I will say this. When I called my friends, I was like, oh shit, Ryan Dice wants to talk. Ryan Dice wants to talk. What are we going to do here? I'm scared. I don't know what to do. Now I'm, it's amazing how many people find Jesus in jail, right? You're like, okay, well, hold on now. Wait a minute here. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to respond today. Like, I'll just take a breather, stuff like that. Probably 4 hours later, middle of the afternoon, my phone rings. 512 area code. I'm like, oh. I'm literally typing into Google like I am now, too, just to make sure it is, right? I'm like, 512 area code. And I'm like, oh, that's Austin, Texas. Oh, who's down? Hey, digital marketers down in Austin. That's what I know now. I did not realize there. So I answered. I'm like, hey, hello, this is Tim Castleman. Someone goes, Mr. Castleman? Yes. Hi, this is Ryan Dice office. And I was like, quit fucking with me. And they're like, what? I was like, quit fucking with me. I don't know which one of you assholes is pulling this prank on me, but I'm already scared of having to talk to Ryan Dice. Come on, who is this? Is this you, Chase? What about you, Jake? Is this you? Who is this? And then I hear silence. And I'm like, uh-huh. Then a click. And then, hey, Tim? Yeah? Hi, this is Ryan Dice. Oh, hi. Hi, Ryan. Short story long, he basically said, look, I love what you're doing. I'm so impressed with the notes that you're doing. They're beautiful, they're wonderful, they're awesome, but I got to shut you down. And the reason I got to shut you down is you did it last 2 years. I was like, oh, you saw both those. Huh? Oh, okay. All right. He's like, you've done it. This is the third year. And I'm like, oh, wow. He's like, you've sold, thousands of copies. I'm like, oh, wow. Seems like you've done your research. Okay. All right. And he goes, basically, now there's like 5 people trying to do what you're doing. He's like, I can't keep letting that go. We have to protect our trademark, copyright, all that stuff. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, I have a suggestion. And the suggestion is, what if I do the launch and then we do a webinar immediately after the launch and get you taken care of? How about that? And we work out an agreement to that. So this continues for, I think, 2-3 more years. Now, I love working with digital marketer. I love the content. I think it's still one of the best content seminars out there. Like, it's absolutely amazing. It's awesome. I think anyone should go. On the back end, though, it was always difficult to pin shit down and work together. It just was. And sometimes it flowed easily, and then sometimes there were like months with responses. And at that time, my ego was way too involved in the business. And, I took shit personally. Like now I understand. It's like, yeah, of course. You mean the guy of a multi-million-dollar corporation isn't staying awake at night going, I hope Tim Castleman emails me. And when he does, I'll drop everything so I can email him back. You know what I'm saying? I get that now, didn't get it then. These are the type of things I would talk about on a bonus podcast once we hit 100 subscribers to Tim Talks on YouTube. So, one of the years, I think year 5, 6, I don't know, there's this brand new upstart by this Russell Brunson fella. In fact, you know what? If we make 100 subscribers, when we make 100 subscribers, the bonus episode will be the true story on how I first learned about Russell Brunson. You will not believe it, what I did, the response. I mean, I'm just thinking of it now. That will be one of the stories I will tell on the bonus episode. Anyway, I could not get a hold of digital marketers to set up a webinar. But this Russell Brunson fella was like, hey, man, I'm sure you've heard about ClickFunnels. I had. We're just brand new. We're launching. I'd love to come talk to your people about it. And I'm like, hey, that sounds awesome. I'd love to learn more about it too. So he comes and he does an awesome presentation. He does that. But at the beginning of the presentation, he goes, Tim, I want to let you know something. He goes, I buy your notes every year. He goes, I personally buy them. And he goes, and they're on my desktop right here as a reference for all year. And I'm just like, if I had a webcam, you'd have seen my jaw just hit the floor. And he says some really other complimentary things, and he goes into his webinar. And, one thing I had discovered then, and still relevant always, is like, there's a lot of puffery that goes on in this business. This was an uncensored podcast. I tell you what I really would call it. So, all I'm saying is there's a lot of puffery going on. So I reached out to him after the fact. I said, hey, man, thanks for the webinar. I appreciate it. It was really nice to hear you say those kind words. And by the way, on the webinar, you mentioned that you were having funnel hacking live and that I should come out and take the notes for it. I was like, look, I totally understand if that was just, you being polite. But if you're interested, I'm down to do it. 30 seconds later, I get a reply from him. Hey, man, I'm totally down to have you come to our first event and do the notes. And I'm like, wow, this is amazing. So we go out to the first event. We do it, sell it to the existing audience of TNC notes buyers and my customer list. And as a result of that, get a lot of people exposed to the ClickFunnels brand. So they keep inviting me back year after year. Now, I believe it was year 2. By the way, little quick plug for Funnel Hacking Live. Come get your mind right. That's what I would tell you about Funnel Hacking Live, okay? They're going to cover some tactics and some strategies for business, but what they're really going to do is fix that brain of yours, destroy some of these limiting beliefs that you have. And I know, you're like, no, Tim, that's not possible. You don't understand. It's like, it is possible. I've seen it happen to you. And what you don't understand because you're not at a position yet to understand is if you don't fix that, that's your computer. That's your thermometer. Thermometer, right? Thermometer? Yeah. That's that. So when you raise the thermometer up to, hey, I want to be rich, and you can keep it there, you'll be rich. But if you keep the temperature on your thermometer the same as it is now and you get rich, your body goes, it's too hot, cold, whatever, adjust the thermometer to get me back down there. I want to get back down there where I was. I want to touch the dirt, right? So let's not do that. Let's go ahead and just have that rise be one way fully. Meaning, yeah, you're going to have ups and downs, but let's not have it where you're having to touch the dirt. Okay. You have to forgive me. So, first one, Las Vegas. What's hilarious about this is this. I hired a lady to help me do the notes for this event. This is the first time I thought I'll be business, Tim, and I'll bring along a whole team. Because now I'm sitting there with a laptop, recording stuff, trying to get slides, all of the things. I'm doing all the things, necessary to do that. So I interview a lady. I hire off Craigslist. Don't laugh. Back then, that was actually a credible source for local talent that you could do that. I ask her to send me a photo. She sends me a photo of the oldest looking computer ever. Had I had a brain, I would have been able to say, uh-oh, danger ahead. When I talked to her on the phone, she sounded like Billy Bob Thornton. Oh, my God, in Sling Blade. Thank God I can remember that movie. I swear to God, she was the voiceover actor for Billy Bob and Sling Blade. And she smoked, and she smelt like she smoked. I'm in Las Vegas, Nevada, where you can hire girls to come to your room for certain activities. Yet when I hire somebody in Vegas, I find the ugliest, homeliest, I talk like them, I sure like me tater salad, smelling like a smokestack chimney. Oh, and did I mention, by the way, she took notes in the notes feature on her computer. I gave her money after day 1, and I said, you don't have to come back for day 2. Thank you so much. Please leave. please leave, please. Thank you. And then, because I'm legally prescribed and allowed to do so, I locked myself in a hotel room and took my maximum dosage of Adderall, and I pumped out all the notes myself. And I went deep. I went beyond what the seminar was. I went in, when they said there was a funnel, I went and found that funnel. They said they needed this, I got them, complete and total picture. Russell loved it and has loved it every year since. I would not do it the same. How do I explain this? I legit didn't realize what I was doing at the time, and I was very much of the inflated ego, inflated sense of self, just young and dumb, thinking nothing can hurt you, right? You can do what you want, say what you want, and the whole ask for forgiveness instead of permission. That is true. But there are also times when you should ask for permission. Like, I wouldn't go to a brand new event and just do this. Would not recommend that you do that. Just wouldn't recommend that you do that. So that's how Funnel Hacking Live, the notes got started. And I will be forever grateful for Traffic and Conversion Summit. They took that in-house after a couple of years. Look, it's a real podcast, so I'll be real. I did not take it well because it had been so difficult to work with them. And then I always felt like we were treated like, they do it, but ugh them. And it was like, we did everything to make them look good. I mean, they did one year where they didn't even have time for lunch. They didn't even include time for lunch for people. So I'm out there trying to run a team of, at this time, 5 people because they have 5 different segments going on. Trying to make sure they get lunch, they do this, they get, all that crap. It's just like, what the fuck? And I just felt like, I just felt like they never really appreciated what we did. And I was always treated rudely by one of their founding members and or one of their co-members, I don't know. So, yeah, I was not happy about it. But then I quickly realized, hey, you know what? Cause sued me into oblivion. You didn't. So I took back my humble pie, admitted to my temper tantrum, and apologized. And that was before all the therapy and ketamine to help get me to where I'm like, okay, now I understand it. I get it. So it's been a great adventure. I've seen the event totally change. I mean, the first one in Las Vegas was like just in a conference, not a conference room, but like a small ballroom. So to see it from that, where there was probably 300 people, if I'm being generous, I think there were 300 there and like 600 at San Diego, and it just kept going up and up and up. And now it's almost 5,000 people in a single room for this event. I mean, come on now. It's amazing. It's amazing what they've been able to do and accomplish. The first couple of events, they were around when Russell was launching his book, so he spent a lot of time perfecting the content at that, so they were super content heavy. And these last ones, they are inspiration and mindset heavy, along with some tips and tactics and strategies to get you going. But it's not, hold your hand step-by-step stuff. But it's still one of the best events because where are you going to go and get your mind right? And again, I'm telling you, and I understand, right? I didn't understand this at all. And this is why this shit doesn't sell to people. Because people are like, I don't need that. Okay, sure you don't. All your problems are figured out and worked out and you're perfectly fine. I highly, highly doubt that, okay? It's worth it. If nothing else, to see how the event goes, to see people speak. I mean, they got the hip-hop preacher this year. They got, what is his name? Extreme accountability guy. They got, where are you, buddy? They got Garrett White speaking. He's a phenomenal speaker. Jocko Willink, he's going to speak there. I mean, they just have a ton of people and great outside presenters. They've had Tony Robbins. They had Marcus Lemonis last year. They gave a talk that made me totally change some things about me. That's what I mean. Like, you go there and you're just like, wow, okay, I wasn't expecting this. Every year I think I've had a breakthrough at that event. And I'm just there to take the damn notes. Imagine if I was able to be fully immersed in the event as an attendee. It's amazing. It's awesome. I highly recommend it. And I hope that I'll see you at Funnel Hacking Live 2023. If not, don't worry. We got the notes for you. We've got them this year like we have every year. And we'll even give you an opportunity to purchase all the previous copies so you can have those if you'd like. So thank you so much for the question, friend. I appreciate it. I'm gonna refresh. Let's see how many views are we up to now. OMG. We are at 84 views. 84 views, but the real number 54 subscribers. So we got to get whatever that math is to get it up to 100. Once it does, I'll do a podcast bonus episode answering your questions and telling you some stories from my greatest accomplishments, most likely a ton of my failures, and most importantly, the first time I ever heard of Russell Brunson, what I did that now, if I could give myself a lobotomy now, I would. So thanks for listening. Appreciate the support. Can't wait to answer you guys' questions in the comment section over there at youtube.com. Tim Talks. There you go.